Welcome to another episode of Games Done Slow and Bad, where we play games slowly and most often badly. We're back with Link's Awakening, and we're going to do something that you've only seen if you've played this in the color version. Shabam! Come on. Do you want to read this book? Yes, I do. New World of Color underneath the 5 gravestones. 1 down, 2 left, 3 up, 4 across, 5 up. So, in Link's Awakening, in the original version, it was optimized for the Game Boy, the original Game Boy. Not the Game Boy Color, not the Game Boy Advanced. As such, it didn't have color. Try with all your might. Open a new path. Whoever is worthy receives the power of color. I wonder what the world of color is. Okay, so it was optimized for the Brick Boy. The Brick Boy is an admirable machine that did not eat batteries like the Game Gear. But it had the stunning downside of being on one of the most hideous screens ever conceived by mankind. It is hideous. Hideous. Grab an old Game Boy, an original Game Boy, take a look at the screen. It is not a pretty sight. So when the Game Boy Color came out, they wanted to remaster this game. But, you know, back in the day, they didn't just remaster games. Slap a fresh coat of paint on it and stick it out to market. Every publisher today. They used to try and add something to it as they went. And with the new functionality of the Game Boy being able to project in color, they wanted to do something that would require you to have the Game Boy, so it gave the illusion that they've added something really cool and different to the game that didn't exist before. And here we have the Color Dungeon. So the Color Dungeon was an addition that took a section, previously more or less unused map, and it gave it purpose. Yeah. Now, you might be saying, but if you could play a Game Boy Color game on a Brick Boy in a lot of cases, and you're right, you could. There was nothing to necessarily stop you, even though clearly you weren't getting your money's worth, and it was hideously ugly. So what did Game Boy, the pros at Nintendo do to make it worth your while to get this package deal of Link's Awakening DX, the color version, and get a Game Boy Color? Well, very simply, they created the Color Dungeon, and when you start, you got these guys. I'm going to do this multiple times. So blue was on the left, red was on the right. Oh, what was it? Colors are never the same. If I am red, he is blue. If he is red, I am blue. What color is my cloth? Well, I'm talking to the blue guy. Don't tell anyone. Do you have the right... you have powder? If not, you must go back. This? Our colors are never the same. If I am red and he is blue, if he is... yeah, whatever. What color is he? So, you had to answer a question of what color they were. The Fairy Queen is waiting for you. Okay. So, the brilliant way they got around this was making it really freaking hard for you to do anything if you didn't see the color differences. So, right, this is a blue-red puzzle. If it's just some sort of monochrome, this is stunningly difficult. Now, if you have the color, the Game Boy Color, it's pretty clear. Compass. You can see where the chests are. And Nightmare's Hidden. New feature, Tone with Key. This is the only time this puzzle is used, and it is quite brilliant. It goes from green to yellow to red and then disappears underneath you. Alright, here's another one. These clamshell guys need to go in the correct color holes. Pretty simple, right? You gotta throw them in. So this was all to show you the capabilities of the Game Boy Color. You found a stone beak! Let's find the yellow statue that it belongs to. Yay. So here, completely unnecessary, but they are just showing you, look at how green the greens are and look at how red the reds are. Just of note, my personal opinion is red and green are the colors that I always thought the Game Boy Color did best. So I think they were trying to put their best foot forward here. Okay. And we get a key. Okay. So, this is a smaller dungeon than the dungeons we've previously done. And that's intentionally so. It wasn't meant to be another 4 hours of content. This isn't a DLC. This was meant to make Link's Awakening DX be a different experience than other games. Alright, what do you say? Here's your clue. Make all the red blue. Make all the red blue. Thank you. So again, you can see, these are things that would be more difficult, although not impossible, if you didn't have a Game Boy Color. Guardian Acorn. Reduce the damage you take by half. Alright, our first boss. Boo! I am no weakling. Your pitiful sword is no match for me. If memory serves, powder. Powder him and just get out. Just get out of Dodge. Okay, perfect. So, that is why they told you at the beginning you needed powder. Again, not difficult, just requires thought. And again, a puzzle, not difficult, it just requires thought. And what do we get? Well, we get a nightmare key. So, what do you get in this dungeon? Well, you get a special item that takes advantage of the color palette associated with the Game Boy Color, or indeed the Super Game Boy if you are playing on a Super Nintendo. Hey look, another boss. What a greedy fool. You want more power? A buffoon like you might as well give up and go home. Alright, so if memory serves, this one is pretty simple. Okay. Much more difficult, that one. But again, we get a fairy. Or what this game wants to tell me is a fairy. Come on. Get over here. I don't want to leave this dungeon. Please, please, please. Thank you. Jesus. Oh, that was a mistake. Alright, so this is a section that uses a mechanic you saw in Bottle Grotto, and that's that bottles are keys. Nope. Never mind, I'm thinking about something different. So again, notice the slimes are slightly different colors. Let's get this. Thank you. That's intentional, again, to show off color palette. There's no other reason to do the different colored slimes. Other than you like things looking pretty. At last you get a map. Press the start button to look at it. Let's look at it. We are super close to the nightmare. First, let's go in here. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. I'm going to hit there. And if I can hit the start button rather than the Retron button. Oh, that's not a bracelet, honey. That's not a bracelet. Okay, now to move some pots. We do not want to take another hit. I believe that that would be game, set, match with our power. Okay. There we go. So this boss is actually stunningly simple, but again, is here to show off the color palette. Blue is safe, yellow is caution, red is danger. Blue, start over, yellow is caution, red is danger. Alright, you gotta slash him, a lot. Ugh. Alright, it's, jumping is the key, I think. Yellow is caution, red is danger. Take your time. Okay, so that glitched. I mean, I'm gonna take it because it worked. But man, that was super glitchy. That should not have worked like that. Basically, you're supposed to cycle him from blue down all the way to red, and he color cycles down. But hey, we're here. Let's talk to the fairy. Welcome, Games Done Slow and Bad. I admire you for coming this far. I will give you the power of color. If you want offense, choose red. If you want defense, choose blue. Oh, you want red. Trust me. Are you sure? Yes. You get a red tunic. Relax and close your eyes. You've now become the red tunic Link. You've got the red clothes. Your body is full of energy. This is a permanent piece of power without the freaking song. And that is awesome. I will now take you out. You can come back here anytime, by the way. And by the way, this stacks with a piece of power. So, we now have a piece of power, permanently. This means that taking care of things is easy street from here on out. You're just going to knock people off screen, left, right, up, and down. It's actually quasi-comical. So now, every boss is that much easier. By the way, this is the picture guy down here. We're not going to do a lot of the pictures. I don't think they add anything. Maybe I'll splice some of the pictures in to show you, but I don't care for it. That was a peripheral, for those of you unaware. Back in the day, the Game Boy camera and the Game Boy printer. Those were things that you could get. I had to buy both. And they were awesome. But really, the printer was silly. I mean, I printed a ton of stickers out with, or I think it was stickers. I'm pretty sure it was. With the printer from games, or from my camera. But that, I mean, it was a gimmick. It was a total gimmick. And it was a cash grab at that, because the support level for the camera and the printer were low, low, low. Alright, there's a cave with fishes on it. Here's a keyhole and a waterfall. We got the angler's key in the last episode. Appreciate the music for a sec. It does try to make it seem like it is something very impressive. By the way, while we're here, we're going to unlock this. This is one of those portals. We can now get to the animal village. We can get to the area next to the regular village. And we can get into the mountains. All real quick. That is a pretty big win. I mean, it's not like the biggest win ever, but it's nice to have. So, while we're here, we're going to get into the dungeon, and that's going to be where we call it for the day. This dungeon has a little bit of setup to it. In the previous segments, when we've had a dungeon, the difficulty has been in getting the key. Alright, let's do double piece of power to show this off. We're just going to slash everything to death. The difficulty has generally been getting the key. This key wasn't tremendously difficult. Now, we did have to go do a whole bunch of silly stuff. Is this the right cave? I think it is. We did have to go into a whole bunch of silly stuff in the animal village, but none of it was, like, back-breaking. It was actually pretty light lifting. By the way, these floors will fall out from underneath you if you stand in one place too long. Not recommended. Not a pro strat. Yep, I think this is it. It is, dash boot. Oh, what a weird object. I would love to dash through it if the game would let me. Let's get this chest first. Change my mind. Because I believe this is rupees, and it puts us closer to our goal. 50 rupees. We're questing for 900 and change rupees, which is insane. The game just wants to punish us for playing. Thank you, game. So you remember this guy earlier? He said, look for me in the mountains, I'll be stuck there. Yep, he's stuck there, for sure. Here we go. Now, here was the waterfall, and now here is the fish cave. The Angler Cave? Yeah, Angler's Tunnel. So, with that, we've done the color dungeon today. It was a rather short quest, it's a rather short dungeon, but it's a feature that's only available in the DX version of this game. If you have a 3DS and you've downloaded the game, congratulations, you have that dungeon. If you grab the red tunic, you're sort of super powered. You always have a piece of power. If you grab the blue tunic, you have a guardian acorn all the time, which is cool. It's interesting. It's different, and different is always cool. So, we're gonna call it here for today. When we come back next, we're gonna do the Angler's Tunnel, which is, to my memory, a fairly long and fairly substantial dungeon that will take the entire episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with another episode in the future. As always, have a good night.